Hi everybody, this is Gina from the Courageous Warrior Coalition bringing you Flow Fridays. This is our second Flow Friday, and basically what flow means is we're going to move from yoga pose to yoga pose, a vinyasa style yoga you might be familiar with. Without much hesitation, we're going to use our breath and our gaze to move from pose to pose. And this week we are focusing on burnout. You heard Charles and Willow talk a little bit about that earlier in the week, and some mindfulness techniques to deal with burnout. You saw me do a Wind Down Wednesday practice where we use props in our restorative yoga practice to help restore our bodies when we're feeling burnout. And today we're going to use the heat from the burnout, you know, that feeling of maybe anxiety or struggle or whatever it is that's going on in our bodies physically or mentally. We're going to use that in our practice to create heat, tapas, we call that in yoga, in a healthy way. And we will still be using our props. So if you have blocks or straps or pillows, books or water bottles, anything you can use to help with your practice, I always encourage them regardless of what the theme is or whether we're using a prop-based class or not. They're great to have and they're great to assist you. I'm still nursing a foot injury slightly, so I will have to modify the practice a little bit, but you take it to the level that you want to take it to, and just think about using that heat, building that heat in the practice so that you can create tapas and use that heat to burn your burnout. And we're going to start, as we always do, or most of the time we do, in child's pose. I'll take my glasses off here. And just get into your body, into the physical body right now by pressing your hands down, pressing the tops of your feet down, and then sending your hips towards your ankles. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. And start creating the heat now in your body by turning on the arms and the legs as you go into downward facing dog. And you could do that by turning the inner ankles back and hugging the outer shins in so your legs are really engaged here. Spread your fingers wide on your mat. Press into each knuckle. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Bring your feet to your hands for ragdoll. And here you can choose whatever arm variation you want to do. Just give yourself a little movement, get your body awake. Then bring your feet together, big toes touching, rise up, extended mountain. Bring your hands to your heart. We're just going to start the practice with one Om to ground us. Breathe in. Om. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into your shins, shoulder blades towards your spine. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And as we talked about before, if you need to do a chaturanga with your knees down, that's awesome. Do that. If you want to use any props here, put some blocks under your hands, you can do that as well, or between your legs. Totally designed the practice for you. It's your practice. I'm just giving you some guidance. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull the pit of the belly in towards the spine. Turn on your core. And from there, either step or jump your feet to your hands. I'm going to step today because of my toe. Halfway lift, breathe in. Core engaged. Exhale, fold. Extended mountain, look up, rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out, fold. Extended mountain. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start to feel your heart rate rising here, creating the heat in your body as you warm up here in sun salutations. And then after you fully exhale, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, thunderbolt, as we call it in the Baptiste world. Thunderbolt just sounds powerful. It sounds energizing. It sounds like you can bring the heat. Send your hips down. Press into your heels. Spread your toes. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step your right foot to your right hand. Warrior one, back foot at an angle. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. After you exhale, look forward, step or jump forward to the top of your mat and lift halfway. Fold over. 1 more thunderbolt here in Sun B. Big toes touching. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. And this is where the vinyasa happens. So we're going to flow through our vinyasa, our poses from chaturanga to up dog to down dog. And then we're going to go into our warrior one on the right. Back down to chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Do my knees down on this one. Up dog. Downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. And create the fire here in your legs by pressing your left hamstring up towards the ceiling and your right knee over your right ankle. Hands to your heart, twist to the right. Warrior two, turn the back foot, stay low. Peaceful warrior, come back. Extended side angle. This portion of the sequence is called vitality. It is turning on all those internal organs, your lungs, your heart, all those things that are keeping you alive and making you feel alive through this practice. Chaturanga. Up dog to down dog. And now left side crescent lunge. Hands to your heart. Twist to the left. Send the crown of your head forward as you lengthen the spine here and then twist. Warrior two, stay low. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. This time I'm going to use a block. The outside of my foot. Front knee is bent. Chaturanga. Up dog. To down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Fold, fingers to toes, forward fold. So use your peace fingers. The fingers you use make the peace sign. Grab your big toe with those. Bend your knees as much as you need to send your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Create the fire. Like some people think this is a resting pose. If you're hugging into center line and pulling into the pit of your belly, this is not a resting pose. In fact, your legs are probably awfully tired. Just use your gaze here between your legs and your breath to steady you as the heat continues to build. Breathe in, breathe out. Rise up, extended mountain. I'm going to turn to face you on this one. We're going to do standing leg raise. Look, face this way for the first one. Right side, so grab your right knee or your right big toe. Open out to the right, look to the left. Flex both feet, soften your left knee. And bring the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. A pelvis shift there, so you're not dumping into the front or the back, but you're even in your hips. Come back to center. And I'm going to switch sides, so go on the left side for this one. Standing leg raise on the left, open to the left, look to the right. In this part of the sequence of equanimity, your gaze is so important to help you keep your balance and continue to create that fire, those tapas. I know for me, burning the burnout by doing physical exercise, whether it's yoga or running or walking, is a great way to use that anxious energy. Come back. And now we're going to do tree pose on the right side. So your right foot's going to go on your right thigh or your right calf, not on the knee. And then once you get balanced there, you can open up to your tree. Come down, switch sides. I'll face you for this one. I always find it easier to get my hands to heart center first, get my balance, and from there, open up. And fold forward. Lift halfway, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, right side, triangle pose. I'm going to use a block here to make 3 points of contact. My hand is on the block, which is on the ground, and both feet are grounded. All 4 corners of my feet pressing down, toes lifted and spread. Stand up, fold to the side, side leg forward fold. Toes are a little pigeon toed here maybe, and your hands go on your hips, go behind your back. If you want to put them down on the mat or through your legs, you can do that as well. Press into your feet to come up. And we're going to go into pyramid pose. Namaste, front facing forward fold. You might have to adjust your feet left to right, front to back. It could be at 12 o'clock or slightly off 12 o'clock, but be intentional in pressing down into your feet and all four corners of your feet evenly. So you might have to adjust your stance to do that. And then hands on your hips or behind your back. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left side. Triangle pose. Use your gaze to bring you up and open. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, press down, come up. And we're going to go right into pyramid pose. Namaste, front facing forward fold on the left side. This time I'm going to grab my hands. You can do namaste hands or just grab opposite elbows or each palm. Lift up to open up your chest here. Open up your shoulders, get a little shoulder rinse. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Breathe in. Down dog. Breathe out. Come to your belly for locust pose. So look directly below you on your mat. Palms down, legs up. Using your legs, not your glutes, lift up. And come on down. One more, locust pose. Breathe in, go up. Really turn on the fire here. We're igniting, which is the second peak of the practice where we are stoking that fire and that heat that we've created thus far. This is where your highest heart rate should be. Come on down. Upward facing dog, hands at your rib cage. Downward facing dog. Jump your legs through or bring them through in my case. So favoring that toe, I'm just gonna slide them through for bridge pose. So bring your feet as close to your butt as you can get them. Press down, this is all on your legs. Use your legs, lift your hips up. You can also grab your hands underneath if that helps or put them to the side. Your practice, your choice of what feels good in your body while still creating the heat. Come on down. Next one, I want you to go up to bridge or bridge to wheel if wheel is in your practice. Maybe even wheel prep, just put your hands by your ears and see what happens. That's sort of how I learned how to do wheel. I was scared to do it forever, and then I just put my hands behind my ears and went up one day. And I'm gonna see how this goes with the busted toe, but you do wheel or bridge or bridge to wheel. We're gonna do that for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. You go up and down as many times as you want to create that fire and to stoke the fire you have already created. Your choice. If you're in wheel pose, lift and spread your toes, maybe lift a leg if you have an advanced practice. And come on down or up as many times, once again, as you want. Got about another 20 seconds. Using your breath to take you there. We talked about breath last week. Five more seconds to really burn it up, burn that burnout, and then come down. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touching, knees out, butterfly pose. Feel your chest and your belly, all that breath and fire you've created. All right, this is where the fire continues in stability. It's the core part of the workout here. And what we're gonna do is we are going to put our legs straight up, drop the right one, pulse up for 10 to the left leg, using your core, not your neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. Pulsing up to the right leg, left leg slightly off the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs all the way up. And then come into Navasana, the Sanskrit word for that. You can hold your thighs like I'm doing right here. You can let your hands go out to the sides. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And do some rolls back and forth or left to right. And we will meet in frog pose. And I'm gonna give you frog pose from maybe a not so great angle or a good angle, depending if you know what frog pose is. So my butt's gonna be in your face, but I apologize. You want your feet and you basically want everything at a 90 degree angle. And that's the best way to show you is just to demonstrate it. You could put a block under your, I'm gonna do it this way. You could put a block under your chest or under your head. So you're gonna look like a frog, and then you're gonna send your hips back towards your ankles. I like a block under my chest. Then I sort of rest my head on my hands. You should feel the stretch here in your inner thighs. The groin area in your thighs. Now you've created that fire. Here we're in opening. So where can you use that fire, that burnout you just burned up, to create space for something new? A new perspective, a new way of looking at things, a conversation to be had that you weren't open to having before. Self-care tips, things you could do for yourself to prevent you from getting to burnout. Steps you can take, maybe to implement on a somewhat regular basis to prevent you from getting to that point of burnout you were just in. What is possible now? Keep breathing, Ujjayi breath or some sort of regulated, intentional breath, even if it starts to slow down here. And then we're going to slowly come up, because there's no lovely way to really come out of frog pose. Never looks, I haven't figured it out yet in 6+ years of doing yoga, that there is a gracious way to come out of frog. So now we're sitting on our butt, feet out straight, and you can bend your knees as much as you need to here, do a forward fold. The idea here is to release your low back. It's not to stretch your hamstrings. So if you need to bend your knees, or you need to touch your calves instead of your ankles instead of your feet, do what you need to do. Breathe in, stretch up, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold forward. I have pretty tight hips and a low back, as well as a low back injury. So for me, it looks like bending my knees a whole heck of a lot. You can also use a strap here if you have a strap, or an exercise band. Be intentional in bringing your shoulders away from your ears. And maybe as you breathe, you can go a little deeper or drop your knees a little bit. And release. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank pose. So reverse tabletop, your fingers go toward your toes or towards your feet, and then you lift up. Reverse plank, your feet are together, and then you lift up. And come on down to another seated position. Here we're gonna do a seated twist. So bring your right leg over your left, and then your right hand is going to go as close to your butt as you can get it on the floor. And your left elbow is gonna go to your right knee. And then just twist to a comfortable position. Maybe twisting a little more with each deep breath. Continuing to burn away any of that stress that's been building up. And then we're going to switch sides to the same thing, left over right, left hand near your left butt cheek, right elbow on your left knee. Release, come to lying on your back. Give yourself one good morning, big good morning stretch. Maybe you never got to do it this morning. Stretch up, breathe in, open your mouth, let it go. Close your eyes, relax your arms and legs for Shavasana, your final resting pose. You can stay in Shavasana and pause this video if you'd like. Otherwise, we're gonna roll over to our side. Come up to a seat, eyes closed or a gentle gaze down at the ground. Bring our hands to our heart where we started our practice, and we're gonna conclude the practice with one Om as well, another grounding Om to conclude our practice today. Breathe in. Hands to your forehead. And as we say in yoga, the light in me honors the light in you. I acknowledge you for showing up today for yourself, for your yoga practice, to burn the burnout, to relieve the stress, and just to flow. We bow together and we say, Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me today for Flow Friday. Make sure you check back next week for all of our offerings, including Meditation Monday, Resiliency Tip Tuesday, Wind Down Wednesday, and another Flow Friday. All of our videos are available on social media by searching for Courageous Warrior Coalition. You can go to courageouswarriorcoalition.org or look for us on YouTube under the same name, Courageous Warrior Coalition. Have a great and safe and happy Friday and a great weekend.